Alright, hey, RaorkXD here, bringing you the 5th stage of the toy game development series. Okay then, in this stage, I decided that I would create the ending area where the player would go, and with the 3 puzzle pieces that they collect through the maze, the arena which is yet to be finished, and the toy town jumping puzzle, they can use these all 3 and then go to this area to end the game with a ending cinematic that I will make with Matinee. So at the moment, as usual, I have created the landscape area that I wanted, and then basically I used the hole that remained as an outline, for which I filled in with the building blocks. This is just so that I wanted something new to put into it. I wanted something that would go down and go in to add some sense of depth to it, as opposed to everything at the moment being on a flat layer and just kind of all in the same plane. So I decided I would make it go down, and I kept manipulating different parts that I would use. Pretty much doing exactly what I've been doing for the rest, and just messing around with it and putting it in. I tested it out 3 times. As usual, because this is UDK, it has some issues every now and then from crashing, which has got me quite a few times during this project. So I've been saving every 5 seconds. I have multiple different backups, and I would recommend everyone to back up everything they do all the time, because so many times I've had to probably redo this video like twice due to not saving and ending up losing all my work because of a crash. But that's another story. Alright then, so basically I decided that I wanted this area to be confined. You could look through it and you wouldn't be able to see anything because of darkness, but you will still be able to walk down into it. So it's kind of a mysterious area. You don't know you can't tell what's inside it from the outside until you walk in. And I thought it looked kind of toyish, and I tried to make it look like it would fit in, while still being obvious that you need to go there. So I used the lighting there, the lighting little pillar, which will be easier to see, and it's opposite of a brush that I have put in, just so that you can view it and just look to the left from that brush and you can see where you need to go. Alright then, I started to develop the inside of the little area that I'm going to use. This area I've decided is going to be where you will go, and it will trigger a scene where if you have all 3 pieces, there will be the boolean value, which will then define if you can continue to the end sequence. And there'll be a value. If it's false, then you won't, and you'll probably get a character, hopefully Jack, that I will make, which will say, "No, you cannot pass," or something like that. And if you can, then there'll be the ending cinematic, which I have made a toy train for. With the toy train, you'll crash through a load of blocks, basically, that have lined up. I've decided to line up at a 90-degree drop. So it's going to be a bit weird and trippy when I actually get around to making that. As usual, there's not really much I can go over, but there's the brushes which I've started to put in. The main reason for that is I'm going to add a skybox to this, which will rotate and add some light, but I still have to tweak it, hopefully. So I'm just going to assign these the reflectless material, the black, so that you can't see through it. It doesn't reflect anything, but you won't be able to see through it, because at the moment there wasn't anything there. And so you could see through it, so you'd be able to see the skybox when it was put in, you'd be able to see all that, and it just wasn't good. Next I basically dropped some little designs which I was thinking that I could do to actually make Jack. So then I get round to making him just from scratch. I didn't use a reference material or anything like that. I just thought I might as well just play around. I made a little pillar that he'd be around, and then here I designed it a little bit. Basically I designed it so that Jack would be hovering above it, and I had the idea that the main face of Jack wouldn't be able to talk. It would be a puppet with its face sewn together, and it will have two glove puppets basically, which will do all the talking, which will be a split personality. So on the right hand there will be a puppet which is happy, which has like a sharp feature, which is very nice, has a nice high pitched voice, whereas on the other side there will be a kind of negative face with a downward sad face, which will have a deeper, more solemn tone to it, so both reflecting the opposites of each other. but I've yet to implement it, and I'm not sure if I'll actually put this into the final product. Well, the final product just being this level on its own at the moment. And after that, I decided that I'll go straight into the skybox, and basically it's just going to be 2 spheres, which will cover half each, which I've unwrapped. The main shape itself is literally just a 3ds Max sphere, which I've flipped the UVs so that you'll only be able to see the inside of them, and then I've just applied the material where it's needed, as it's currently shown here. And then I go through and I do normal map that, but at the moment I just put it through. As you see, I have the normal and the specular map, which I've put in, and I try to multiply the factor so that it doesn't appear too bright, because I quite like the dark theme that I have for the game at the moment. But yeah, I just put it in, I move it around and I shrink it and I put it at the right size. Then I have to get round to animating it, because I wanted to have a day-night cycle. This will pretty much just be to test out the happiness and darkness meter, because during the game we're going to have an element where the more enemies you kill, you gain a happiness meter or such, or a darkness meter. A bit like what is it? Is it God of War or whatever? Rage mode. So as soon as you've done that, you enter in angry mode where you go around attacking everything, and it'll do more damage. It'll be more aggressive. Everything will be darker themed, as opposed to being lighter. So I've just made a little matinee which which basically moves the screen. I'm not sure if this also changes the lighting, a lighting parameter. So as soon as it gets to the darkest peak, it gets very dark, so you can hardly see anywhere. And then it should get lighter if this is the appropriate test that I'm doing at the moment. And that's about it. Yeah, so I'm just going through testing it. As usual, the music's been supplied by Adam Whistler, so I'd recommend checking out his e-portfolio. Thanks for watching.